It seems like this is a system where he can be what we saw in his rookie year. So I don't know. I mean, it's not like we're buying a true rookie with not a lot of experience. He's won the games he's been put in, a la last Thursday.
All right, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. NFL Week 6 on tap. BTB Analytics back with you as always. Kevin, Seth, and Steve. We're here, back in the saddle. We are, boys, just right on par, right? Just as expected. 55% over the past couple of years in the NFL, and lo and behold, wouldn't you know it, 55% so far year to date. Sitting at 10-8 overall from the model's performance perspective right now. A pretty big slate of games that we're on this week. So we'll talk about a couple of them, give out a free play here at the end of the show. But we want to talk about some good marquee matchups that are on slate for week 6 here. So we got a lot of stuff coming up. Stick around for it all. Don't forget to like the video, guys. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Chat, let us know as we go through these games, what your guys' thoughts are, how you're thinking about these games, how the perspectives and the data that we give on them. Do you agree? Do you disagree? We want to hear all of it throughout the show. So let's get going, boys. We got a few matchups to talk about here. Let's start off with the interdivisional or interconference matchup. Seahawks going against the Jaguars. Jaguars coming off a good win against the Chiefs Monday night. And how about that? That was pretty impressive. That was a good game. The stumble touchdown. That was a wild ending to that one with Trevor Lawrence. But yeah, Seth, from a kind of a schematic standpoint, like if there's a spot where Seattle is beatable, is it via the ground game? Per our numbers, they're the worst defensive rush EPA team, allowing. So I'm looking at this and saying, all right, from a quarterback standpoint, Darnold and Lawrence are actually kind of similar for their careers in terms of EPA, as well as in the last 10 games EPA generated. So if there is an avenue for Seattle, or excuse me, for the Jaguars here to beat Seattle, is it on the ground game, or how do you see this one playing out?
Yeah, I mean, to be frank, Seattle looked quite susceptible on the ground and in the air. Baker was able to do whatever he wanted without Bucky Irving and that run game. So I think that this Seattle game and Seattle specifically defense definitely showed some susceptibility. We are showing Seattle as the number 20th overall offense, Jacksonville the number 20th overall defense. I do think they're playing a bit above that number than our 15-game rolling average. Jacksonville is number 14th in defensive success rate. So they're playing a little bit better than that 20 number. What I'm concerned here is, can Jacksonville generate enough offense? Now, we saw them do that against Kansas City. We're going to talk about Kansas City later in the show, but Kansas City's defense is now kind of their Achilles heel, which is interesting. This team is a bit of an enigma. So I'm not exactly sure if Jacksonville is going to be able to have the same success against what is likely to be a better Seattle defense. Now, that being said, again, Tampa Bay did whatever they wanted to in that game, and it was quite literally a shootout until the last drive, which was almost an overtime game. So I'm not exactly sure here. Our model doesn't show any value. We make it a pick 'em. The market's basically at a pick 'em at 1 and -1 respectively. So I think these games are evenly matched. You talk about quarterback play. Trevor Lawrence is just ever so slightly a little bit better than Darnold in the last 10 games. Trevor Lawrence is 16th versus 18th. So in Sam Darnold. So I don't know. It's a stay away for me. I want to continue to believe in this Seattle team in a bounce back spot, but I don't know. I mean, maybe this is Jacksonville's time to catch fire and really, take the South.
Okay. Yeah, Steve, I mean, neither of these teams are very particularly highly rated per our power ratings, but again, I mean, they're both teams sitting here winning records, like they're getting it done, right? Just they're winning games. So yeah, I mean, based on again what our numbers are showing, or based on what Seth mentioned there too, is this one where it's a pick 'em basically out there in the market, but where is the advantage here for either one of these teams?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely going to be something here, and sleep on them if you want to. I mean, these are two teams that are really good. I mean, you talk about this sort of, Seahawks from their standpoint, 4-1. Jacksonville, had that win over the Chiefs. So I sleep on them if you want to, right? But you talk about Sam Darnold. I mean, he's had a career resurgence. We thought, at least I thought, that his time in Minnesota maybe was a fluke, but he's still doing it. 4 straight games with over 110 passer rating. He had 341 yards and 4 TDs against Tampa. I mean, Dude looks good. What more do you want him to do? And then you look at their receiving core. Obviously, the big news was coming into this year was them getting Cooper Kupp and what can Jackson Smith and Jigba do. But they've got contributions from Torrey Horton and AJ Barner. And so on the offensive side, they're definitely clicking. I understand the sort of the EPA metrics don't show in our database them being world beaters by any means, but that's a very competent and capable offense. For me, the defense is going to be the concern here. Again, we saw Baker slash them up to the tune of 370 yards and 134 passer rating, and they got injuries, right? I mean, their secondary is absolutely depleted. Devin Witherspoon, Julian Sayin, Reek Woolen, those guys are all on either out or questionable to play. And then their linebacker depth is going to really be tested this game with Derek Hall and DeMarcus Lawrence out. And so for me, if I'm Jacksonville, that's kind of where I'm looking at. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence looked absolutely great, besides stumbling and falling, still getting into the end zone.
Yeah.
But for me, it's can they get Travis Etienne going? Number one in the league in yards per carry. And for me, that's going to be the weakness here, trying to exploit Seahawks run defense, especially with the injuries there. And so can they exploit that game plan matchup? Can they give Travis Etienne going to make Trevor Lawrence's life a little bit easier? And if they do, I see a pathway for victory for Jacksonville. But yeah, I'm with you. It should be a great game, kind of a classic grab your popcorn. I don't have a sign on it, but I can definitely see a way for Jacksonville to continue their hot streak.
Yeah, and to that point, like the market hasn't done really anything with this one. It basically opened at -1 where it's at now in favor of Jacksonville. So I think the markets, we're in line with the market in the sense that we're not seeing any value, right? It is,
and on the total,
but
47.5, market's at 47. Like,
yeah,
kind of just like the market got this one right.
Yeah,
I mean, the DGens. I mean, what's the real Trevor Lawrence? Just isn't him, or is it Sam Darnold's overhyped? Like Sam Darnold did throw that pick. They were going to win that game. They were going to kick a field goal and win that game. Now, it's hard to fully blame Sam Darnold because it was kind of off the helmet, but I mean, he was the one that threw that interception.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's the narrative based play here?
I was just going to bring something up, and I don't know if you've had a chance to do a good enough deep dive on it, and particularly props aren't open yet in the market, but Seattle, per our offensive game plan variance, they are the #1 team in terms of that variance. So their game to game, rush rate over expected changes more so than any other team in the league. And for Jacksonville on the defensive side of the ball, they're rated pretty better than average, slightly better than average against the rush, but far below, almost one of the worst in terms of EPA per pass allowed. So I'm going to keep my eye on some of those props here as we go into the week. So that's one angle I'm looking at.
Yeah, we looked at Sam Darnold. It was a signal that we saw, and we rightfully so should have taken it. But when we ran the sims, there was just no value. It actually opened up quite high. It opened up at like over 29 attempts, and his average attempts was like 25. So it already opened up pretty high.
Yeah.
But it was pretty clear Tampa Bay was a pass funnel.
Yeah.
We'll see this week. I haven't run any of the numbers yet. So
we'll see. So something to keep an eye out for sure. But
I mean, we alluded to that last week too, right? I mean, I know you're talking about Sam Darnold stuff, but we said on this show, look out for Jackson Smith and Jigba stat lines. He went 8 for 132 and a tutty. So these pass funnel stuff is real. If you guys aren't familiar with that, be sure to look at the channel. We have videos on this. We'll put this out here, and for our subscribers, we'll definitely give you guys alerts when we have those official bets. But this is the time to look at this because this is an absolute advantage play you can have in the prop market.
Yes, sir.
And no one really talks about.
No, I mean, the market was clearly onto that signal a bit, and it kind of spooked us away. I mean, I think he ended up with 34 attempts. So, I mean, it was still pretty even far over that padding that the market opened with. So
for sure. So, all right, should be going, but let's keep this train rolling. We got a few more matchups to break down, but appreciate you guys hanging out, being here with us. If you can, don't forget to like the video, please. Make sure you also subscribe to our channels, to our pages, wherever you're watching it from, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter. Shout out. What's up? If you're on, what's up? What's going on? But make sure you subscribe, keep those notifications on as well, guys. We go live every single week, talking about different matchups, talking about data, talking about angles. So we're going to keep this thing rolling. Let's move on. How about an NFC showdown? 49ers going against the Buccaneers here. So Mac Jones, baby, Mac Daddy Jones getting another shot at it. Purdy is all but ruled out, I believe, in this one. There was even a question about him potentially going on IR. They ruled that out, I guess. but he's for sure looks like not going to be getting the go. So Mac Jones getting another crack at it after beating the Rams last week, Steve. And again, from a stylistic standpoint, we talked about the Bucs briefly in reference to the Seahawks game last week, but both teams now are top 10 in rush defense per our metrics, but they're also both top 10 in rush offense per our metrics, so it's kind of a strength on strength situation there with Mac Jones there under center, and Baker Mayfield doing Baker Mayfield things now. Like, is this an air it out type of situation? And where do you see the angle and or edge in this one?
Oh, yeah. I mean, for me, I don't care at all about any of your rushing stats and numbers, nerd. I want to see a classic QB1 versus QB1 matchup because Mac Jones and Baker Mayfield are the epitome of these or those dudes. I mean, I know Mac Jones has not been the way his whole career, but at the one game sample size, dude looked amazing. And listen, the 49ers.
What have you done for me lately, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Right. I mean, the 49ers have been the epitome of next man up. They've got 18 players on their injury report. We talked about last week, no Ricky Pearsall, Juwan Jennings, Brandon Ayuk. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And then, take Brock Purdy out the mix. And what did McCorkle Jones do? Ball the hell out. 33 for 49, 342 yards, 2 tutties. I mean, dude looked like he wasn't going to have a knee to walk on at some point in that game. He got back in. He gritted it through. I mean, he earned a lot of fans there. But speaking of which, that's one thing I am keeping my eye on here. If you want to be a little bit of a gambler, we don't make this we'll talk about for our members of what we have the actual number here. But if you want to kind of get the information play in, Mac Jones was limited at practice today. Reports that he injured his PCL. So we'll see what he looks like going into this game. But if he can't go for whatever reason, now you're looking at Adrian Martinez playing this game. And I got to really love my chances if I'm a Bucs fan, especially at a -3 price. But yeah, I mean, going back to this, Kev, the angle I see here is going to be, they have the balanced approach, but I mean, Baker Mayfield in the fourth quarter, this dude has been otherworldly here. I mean, he has 4 game-winning drives out of 5 games that they played, and he could have had a 5th one against the Eagles, the one that they lost there. So he's leading the league. I mean, this dude just turns it on. He's clutching the fourth. He's top 10 in EPA per play. He's number 1 in rush EPA for quarterbacks. I mean, air or ground, this dude gets it done. We talk about no Mike Evans for the Bucs, but Emeka Egbuka is my vote for rookie of the year. Dude is absolutely tearing it up in the receiver field. And so if you're looking at all these things, I get the 49ers have been playing great. I get their system has been working and that they've been kind of plug and play. But to me, this seems like too much of playing with fire thing. I got to go with Tampa Bay kind of riding the hot hand, even without Bucky, even without Mike Evans. They've just proven that they can have enough pieces to win. And I'm concerned the 49ers may be too banged up to continue this train ride.
Okay. First question is, who the hell is Adrian Martinez?
Whoa.
Does he have a start in the league?
He's from the Wisconsin Badgers, right?
All right. Go Badgers, I guess. But does he have a start in the league?
We don't know who he is, Steve. Why are you asking us?
No, I didn't ask yet, Kev.
You said right? Someone remind me. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, God bless. Yeah, but okay. So let's work on the assumption for a minute that Mac Jones is going to be in here, Seth. So given that, I guess more likely scenario here. Yeah. I mean, do you agree with Steve here, or where else in the data do we see that either one of these teams are going to differentiate and be able to pull away?
Yeah, I mean, Steve talked about playing with fire, and I come to a very different conclusion. The team that seems to be playing with fire to me is Tampa Bay. You highlighted it. This is a team that's barely won out a bunch of wins here, and they're literally miracle drives where they come together. Now, we've been on some of these sides, which has been nice, but we've been, last week we're on Seattle to some degree, and, this is luck, right? And we've seen luck run out. Tampa Bay is giving up the 14th most Eckel drives on defense. 50% of their opponents' drives get to the 40 or better. So if teams, can at least get field goals, but if they are going to get touchdowns, I just don't know. I feel like Philly was the team that did it the most, which is you just get up enough, you can't come back. And I don't know if McCorkle can do that here, but I do think that Tampa Bay is going to give them drives that he can be successful on. And look, he's shown us that he can win. He's done it against the Saints, which is a good defense. He did it against LA, which is a good defense. So I don't know what's stopping me from believing that Mac Jones can't have success going up against Tampa Bay. Now, Baker clearly is the king right now of the shootout, but it's like one of those things. He's going to get got at some point, and it doesn't seem unfathomable to see a lot of regression. Now, that being said, Tampa Bay is also driving the ball very well. 50% of their drives result in an Eckel getting to the 40 or better. So again, another reason why they're able to, pull off these miracle wins is because they have successful drives. But San Francisco's defense, number 8 in defensive Eckel. So I don't know. Is this the defense that can slow Tampa Bay down? It might be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but sorry, no, go ahead, Kev.
Yeah, I was just going to add on to that real quick though. In terms of like sustained drives, like what is a more likely, what's more likely to stick, right? The fact that Baker's been slinging the thing and the explosives, etc., or I want to say dink and dunk, but the way in which San Francisco generates quality drives. They're number 4 in the league, prior metrics and offensive success rate. So that means they're moving the chains. They're able to get in these second and third manageables, and they keep the thing rolling, right? Like that. And Kyle Shanahan's system is, again, put Brock Purdy back there, McCorkle, whomever the hell you want. Like it seems to be working.
Yeah, you put Mac Jones back there, I think you have success. Whoever, Adrian Martinez, I agree with Steve. The 3 all of a sudden becomes a very different bet. But Mac Jones is a starting quarterback. A couple of years ago, we've seen him have really, really great success. We've seen him struggle. It seems like this is a system where he can be what we saw in his rookie year. So I don't know. I mean, it's not like we're buying a true rookie with not a lot of experience. He's won the games he's been put in, a la last Thursday.
Yeah, but I here's the one thing I will say against that. We don't have an objective way to measure clutch. It's a clutch first luck. And Baker Mayfield has been the king of putting zins during practice. He's been the king of shit talking to fans and to players, and he's been the overall swag guy. I don't know how you quantify that, but to me, like that's just the missing piece here. And I do want to call out one thing. Thanks out for Mike for keeping us honest. Yeah, I got my red and white teams confused. He did go to Nebraska, not Wisconsin. So thanks for keeping us honest.
All right.
Oh, he sucked. Yeah, I remember him in Nebraska.
There we go. Shout out.
Yeah.
All right. Should be, yeah.
So he got Frost fired. That's how bad he was.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's go. All right. Yeah. Before we move on, market standpoint, again, this is sitting at 3. This has not budged really at all. We're still relatively early in the week, but I think the market's potentially waiting on some additional information on the quarterback play. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But it should be a fun one either way. I kind of expect a shootout in this one, to be honest. So we'll see if that comes to fruition.
47.5.
That's our number.
I don't know. Let me pull it up.
Yeah, market is at 40. Market's at 47.5.
Yeah, we make it 48. So
yeah, okay.
No real key.
No real value. Yeah. All right. Let's move on though. We got a good Sunday night game, ladies and gentlemen, on our hands. Let's talk about the Lions and the Chiefs, huh? Our number is pretty much right on market here. KC -2.5. So this is like a stylistic clash, right, Steve? Like pass heavy KC, the number 1 pass rate over expected team in the league, meets Detroit, which is I think like 30th or 31st. So AKA the first or second most run heavy team in the league in Detroit. So I know there's some questions too about Detroit's ability rather to stop the pass. They're number 30th per our metrics in passing defense, and they got question marks at cornerback. I believe I think Terrion Arnold who's got some injury issues. He's going to be out. So is this another situation where if KC can just put it, if Mahomes is inevitable here, just have some sustained drives, make Jared Goff beat you? Is that the path of success here for them?
Yeah, but I got to be honest here. I don't really understand this one. I don't understand we make the number as well right on market, but this to me, listen, if you guys are new here, we talk about having a model, having an advantage here. And the big thing about that is priors, right? Like who have these teams been, kind of this rolling game sample and what goes into that. And so I get it because we talk about Patrick Mahomes and his career EPA and what this man's ceiling can be. And we always joke he is inevitable and he is, that dude. But to me, this season, the Jacksonville loss was very telling to me, right? I mean, this was a game where Kansas City looked like they were going to run absolutely away with it in the first half. And then just slowly but surely, like we've been saying, that defense is what's been kind of shooting them in the foot. They've been allowing teams back into games, right? And so to me, that game-winning drive, watching Jacksonville drive at home, just solidified the point that I don't know if Kansas City can reliably stop anybody, let alone one of the most successful offenses in the league in the Detroit Lions here. And so to me, I understand the argument that whoever gets the ball last is going to win this one because, Detroit definitely struggles. But I don't understand how Kansas City is going to be able to step in. If Detroit gets one or two stops, to me, like that's the whole difference in this game here. And so I'm with you, Kev. I think this would be a great matchup, but I'm actually, Seth, I need you to kind of talk me off the ledge here because I'm not really seeing this pathway from looking just at this year's data, this year's Kansas City Chiefs, where we're looking at that. And I don't know if you guys know, I don't know if Worthy was on the injured list. I know he tweaked something in that game again. I'm not sure what he's looking at. Obviously Thornton's been stepping up very well and Kelsey's been manageable, but I don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, and Seth, before you get into it, so from a market standpoint, they're at least buying the Chiefs, right? This opened at 1 and is now at the 2.5. I'd be shocked, frankly, if it moved through the 3, but nonetheless, a little bit of buying towards KC, right? So is this, yeah? I mean, do you share the same concerns, I guess, as Steve does from the KC side of things?
I mean, I see Steve's point, and I think they're valid. I think when you model this stuff out, though, it's really difficult to get like huge edges in the NFL, especially when Mahomes is good. But the reality here is Detroit is the better team for sure. But there are some caveats here. Kansas City's offensive echo rate is number 2 in the NFL. So this offense is humming. In a weird kind of twist here, this team is just really very much an enigma. Their defense now is their liability. The Kansas City Chiefs are struggling defensively more so than they are offensively, which seems to be very different than where we were 6 weeks ago. But Kansas City, number 11 in the prior offense, going up against number 12 in Detroit's defense. And then Detroit's a number 3 offense in our database, going up against number 18. But again, KC's offense this season is playing a little bit better than their last season prior. But when we talked about, and Kevin, you called it out, is you just make Goff beat you. Goff supplanted Mahomes. Goff is now number 4 in our quarterback EPA in the last 10 games. Mahomes is number 6. So I would be, this could be the Goff kind of legacy game here where he could very much win the game. I think we're pretty close to a pick 'em if you remove home field advantage. This game is in KC, I believe, right?
That's correct.
Pretty strong home field advantage signal there for Kansas City. So you remove that, you say this is a pick 'em. Is it that crazy? And also think about the variance of a two-point game. We're talking 55-45, right? This isn't that crazy. So I hear what Steve's saying. It's not crazy to me, but I don't think it's like some egregious like Detroit wins by 10 or something like this.
Sure. I guess for me, it's just more so the idea that Detroit's opening as underdog. And to your point, I didn't realize it opened at essentially a pick 'em. So the market buying KC is, I'm never going to claim he's smarter than the market, but this one definitely just kind of stood out to me. But what do I know?
But also not at 3. I think that's also very telling.
Yeah, exactly.
So nibbles on 1, nibbles on 2, no slam dunks at 2.5. That's also pretty telling to me. And I would suspect if you can get a +3, you see a ton of buyback.
Yeah,
I agree. At 3, it's a whole different. That's a great bet for Detroit.
Yeah, it's buying Chiefs a little bit, and it's also buying the points. I mean, this has been bought up 3 or 3.5 points, depending on where you look as far as the over/under goes. So sitting now at 53 median or 52.5 in some spots as well. So shootout potentially incoming in this one.
We show that we have a high total in this game. I think we're at 52.5. So we agree with that buy up. I think what did it open at 49?
Yeah, 49.5. Yeah, so. It'll be good. I mean, that's gonna be a great nightcap.
Kansas City's defense is struggling, and like you said, there's a lot of question marks for Detroit in that secondary, which is ironic because then like it felt like their front 7 had a bunch of injuries last year,
sure,
and then now they're just rotating. That's an unfortunate. San Francisco and Detroit have really just been eaten or bitten rather by that injury bug.
Yeah. For sure. Makes sense. All right. We got one more matchup to talk about Monday night. But before we do, guys, want to remind everyone we got a free play coming up. We're going to give some value out at the end of this. We're hitting 55% so far in the NFL, which is where we've been at the past 3 years. Profitable as well as still sitting profitable with our college football model as well. If anyone is watching and interested in joining for the rest of the season, check out our packages available at btb-analytics.com. Still a lot of value to be had. We got sides for both NFL and college. We talked about some prop plays coming up as well. So a lot of value to be had the rest of the season here. So
is this our biggest volume week we've ever had? 11 college plays and
between the two,
6 NFL. Yeah, just combined volume. I think it is.
I know we had a crazy one last year. I can't remember if it was 18 or I
We've
forgot
had
what
some
it was at.
13 sides in college football, but I don't know if we've ever had it at the same week we've had
Oh, I see what
such
you're
a
saying.
large
Yeah,
volume.
Yeah.
right. I got you. Yeah.
I know I have a lot of units deployed this weekend. That's what
Yeah,
I
a
know.
lot of units are deployed. Yes,
So, sweating already, boys. But it's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun. So, all right, let's get to one more matchup here. Then we'll get to some other data and some other free play here. So, Monday night, one of the Monday nights, I guess. This is a doubleheader again. So, the Bears versus the Commanders, and this, the infamous Hail Mary game at the
Fail
end.
Mary.
Hail Mary, thank you. Yeah,
I mean,
from
depends
last
who you're
year.
asking.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. So a rematch of that infamous game. So we do have some value on this one. We can potentially talk about that here in a minute. But Steve, again, being the resident Bears fan here, like this, if there's one thing that hasn't clicked here, it's the offense. Ironically, in my opinion, for the Bears, right? I mean, the data kind of bear that out. So if there is a path for them to cover, what is it for Chicago? What do they have to do on both sides of the ball for that to happen?
Yeah, well, I mean, first and foremost, Tyreek Stevenson. Let's have a talk, buddy. Don't chirp at the fans. Don't turn your back on the last play of the game, and then don't tip the ball to Noah Brown for the game-winning touchdown. All right,
Is he on the team still?
Yeah, I'm gonna see this. I'm gonna see this clip 45 freaking times before kickoff. I already know what's coming. I may not watch the game. I know we've got the bet on it. I know I'm a Bears fan. I don't think I can bring myself to watch this damn game, or at least not, the kickoff show. So that being said, to your point, we talk about this Bears team and all their struggles, and it really, for all the flack that Caleb Williams gets, and some of it's really deservedly so. You break down just looking at this season, right? Bears are 22nd in total EPA on offense, but it's really the rushing offense that's been failing us. Caleb Williams has surprisingly been playing fairly well. I mean, 18 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's got a quarterback rating of over 100 in the last 4 games. Chicago scored 27 points and 3 of those. Like the offense is doing what it's supposed to be doing. He's taking less sacks. He can still improve on that. I think he's at 7 sacks so far this season, so definitely room to go. But he is progressing, but it's the run game that's not doing us any favors. And so if you're looking at this team here, you've got to be able to have this balanced approach because we rely so heavily on RPOs and play actions. And if there is no threat of the run game, they're going to eat Caleb alive. And on the flip side, I mean, we've seen Jaden Daniels do Jaden Daniels things. He's looking like the better of the first round picks, and he should have gone number 1 overall. And so, we saw that, last week against the Chargers. This team is really, really clicking. I'm excited to see what they can do here. And I say excited only because of the -4.5. As a Bears fan, I'm already assuming that we're going to lose. I'm already assuming that it's going to be some sort of heartbreaking fashion. But who knows?
Okay. All right. Yeah. No, I can appreciate that. Now we have maybe a little more objective opinion in the room here. So I want to hear it though, because Steve alluded to it. We're on Washington in this game.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, we're not going to break your heart, Steve. The model's showing that Washington is going to blow the Chicago Bears out. Not only does the model love Washington in the spot, and it also loves the under, which is usually kind of a signal you would like when you're thinking about betting the dog here. But it looks like Washington has improved in the place that they needed to improve the most, and that is on the defensive side of the ball. Right now, as our prior, we have them as the 26th best defense. But when we look at in-season stats that are also included in the model, they are now number 8 in defensive success rate and number 7 in defensive equal rate. This is not going to be great for a shootout environment for Caleb to have a lot of success. And I think that's really ultimately what the model's picking up on. Chicago is 22nd in, 26 in our database from an offensive standpoint. And Caleb Williams is number 27th from an EPA standpoint per play in the last 10 games. So he's one of the worst quarterbacks in our database, going up against now one of the best defenses. And we already know what Washington can do on the offensive side of the ball. So unfortunately, this is going to be a one-sided shootout, I think, where Washington really takes the cake.
Did you start that segment by saying, I'm not going to completely break your heart?
Well, you said, I hope I don't get my heart broken. Like it's going to be some close game where they tip the ball and you lose on the last play. Like you're probably going to be losing like 98% of the game. So I hope from that standpoint, like that's not going to break your heart. You know what I mean?
Listen, you're not going to get your heart broken because you have a chance.
Yeah, yeah. It'd be like, it's just like, I'm not gonna break up with you at the end of the date. Like, I'm here
I'm
to
not
tell
going to
you
show
you're
up.
gonna lose. No, I'm gonna show up and tell you you will lose this game. Washington will cover.
All right.
Consider the under because Chicago's gonna struggle scoring.
What's the raw number at? Because after regress we make it 8.5 minus 8.5. Do you know?
I don't have it off the top of my head, but there's some nuance that even if I did, because both these quarterbacks are in the tricky zone. So meaning half their starts are as rookies, half them are, and Jaden Daniels has some blowouts under his belt, and Caleb has some blowouts under his belt in a different way.
The other way, yeah.
So we blend these two. We blend these two is the real answer. So I don't know what it is off the top of my head where we use all of their starts, but it's high. It's high. I can tell you it's yeah.
All right. Well, there's
Washington
another
wins.
freebie.
If they cover here, I bet you they win by at least 7.
Okay. All right. Well, there's another, I guess, freebie for everyone watching here. That's another play that we're on officially. Washington minus 4.5. Not the free play that we're going to be talking about here in a minute. So, congratulations, Mazel Tov.
And there was buyback. Look, we could be completely fools here. There was buy to the 4 and then buy back right to the back to the 4.5. So I think the market is. I think they're going to close with us, but we'll see what ends up happening.
Sure. Yep. All right. Sounds good. All right. We got 4 games in the books. Let's talk about before we get to the model play of the week here. Let's talk a little off the numbers. Again, this is kind of a best bet of the week by all 3 of us individually. Going to be tracking it for as long as we can throughout the season. We do have official unit tracking now in the books here. Nice. So we do this for both college and NFL. 2 of us are in the black, green, technically still. I am year to date sitting at what's my win-loss record is 3-2. Good for 0.72 units in the black, baby. So still winning money there, technically speaking. Seth, you are the leader in the doghouse, in the clubhouse, rather, my friend. You are also you're 3-1-1. That push is saving you so far. So you're good for 0.9 units. So basically a 1 unit win off a minus 110 bet. And then Steve, not far behind, man, but still bringing up the caboose here, 2-3 at minus 1.1 units so far year to date. So we're gonna keep this train rolling. I'll go first here. Give you another play of the week here. So this is another game that we're on as far as value from the whole spread standpoint in the Patriots and the Saints game. But I am going Patriots minus 0.5 first quarter spread. Plus 124 over at DK.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, nice we just get to use the model?
No.
I mean, no.
Chat. We got to get a referee in. This is getting. He does 2 bets last week. He's doing model.
He did this. He did this in another one where he took the under in a game. He did this in college yesterday. He took it over in a game where we like the dog. Whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah, Kevin must be stopped.
You do you. If you got to stoop to this to win, I get it.
All right, here we go. Can't even get through the segment here before getting
Patriots 0.5. So basically, money line first half,
first quarter. So
okay.
going. There is no, in my assessment, kind of standardized or agreed upon metric for this. But looking at scripted EPA, that's generally the first 15 offensive plays for each team. So New England, for what it's worth, they are number 8th in the league, and they have a plus 0.6 differential in the first quarter. New Orleans, on the flip, is the worst team in the league in point differential in the first quarter, minus 37 through 5 games so far, which is crazy. And number 23 for what it's worth in scripted EPA. So, I mean, this is New England. The Saints are our worst team, basically. This kind of part of it too. But like, you look at some of the granular data, and New Orleans doesn't know what the hell they're doing coming out the gate. New England does, and I like getting plus money, basically quarter 1 money line. So that's where I'm at. And I don't know what the hell the big deal is. You guys are giving me so much shit.
I mean, because you're like, oh, okay, we see an edge. Let's just go look for more edges in that game.
Okay. But 6 weeks in, that's the first time I've done that.
But you did it back-to-back days. You did it in college.
The fact that we were...
Do you?
All right. All right, you know what? All right, let's go. Let's just keep this ball rolling. All right, Seth, you're the lead in the clubhouse again, technically in the lead with
Yeah.
the units right now. So
Yeah.
3-1-1. Where you at?
Okay, so I don't have odds yet, but I will update it. But what I'm going to take, and I'm going to be honing in here, is Tampa Bay pass funnel. I'm going to be, or sorry, Cincinnati pass funnel. Wait, I got to make sure. Scratch that. Tampa Bay pass funnel. Whatever the yards I can get from McCorkle. McCorkle's got to start, obviously. I don't want yards. I want attempts. So I'm going to go for over attempts. Mac Jones against Tampa Bay.
All right, you want to talk about some sick shit here. There's not even odds up for this yet, and you're
I will take it at any odds. I will take it at any odds. Whatever market odds are, I will take it. We'll commit to that.
Okay.
Producer Eric, we need a flag. We need like a flag little animation just to get it ready. We'll let the chat decide if that's a flag.
Okay, fine.
Or not.
I'll switch my game if I'm not going to be able to get away with that one. I will take
No, listen, I'll allow it. Everyone gets one.
Yeah,
I want over attempts Mac Jones.
Okay. All right.
So they're either going to be way behind, they're going to be throwing it, or they're going to be in the game because of the pass funnel. So I think either way.
All right. We will get the number agreed upon here in short order. So
can I say I will allow it on one condition. If Mac Jones doesn't start, then you take the L.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because we're going.
Yeah. That's the risk I got to take. That seems really dumb on my end.
It does, yeah, especially when you're probably going to get -110 odds.
But that's whatever. If you guys need me to fall back a little bit, that's fine.
All right.
Take the risk.
All right.
Mac
Jones over attempts.
And Mac Jones we trust.
We'll finalize the numbers after the fact here. So, all right, Steve, what do you got for us? Take us home on this one.
Okay, yeah. I'm also doing something that requires a little bit of trust. I'm going to take Super Bowl Gatorade color. You got to trust me. I'm going to make the bet here at plus 2,000 for blue. Now, I'm going to take the Lions money line, man. Lions money line plus 118 at FanDuel. I can't see it, man. As I understand the numbers, and listen, we talk about putting the DGen hat on, right? Everything we do here is data-driven decisions. We try to give education to the masses. But at some time, you just got to be a dude. You just got to be a fan of the game. And I just don't understand this pathway here for Kansas City. I agree, Seth. I do not think it's going to be a blowout by any means. But to me, it just seems like a team. It's really two teams that just can't stop each other. I'm going to give the edge here to the Lions in that offense, knowing that they have a better offense than Jacksonville. Because really, what you're looking at was Jacksonville beat them in the second half. Kansas City dominated the majority of that first half here, and that's when they got beat. And so, I can't see a pathway forward. So plus 118 Lions money line.
Okay, love it. Let's go. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be a fun game. So maybe that could be a squad ride this weekend. We'll circle back on that one.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Off the numbers in the books, matchups in the books. There's only one thing left to do. You know what it is. All right, mentioned at the start, 55% so far year to date. That's where we expect. That's what we've hit in the NFL past couple of years. 10-8 year to date with the model. So we got a big slate of games this weekend coming up. But let's talk about one other play that we want to give out. And I guess I got so much shit for this one. I guess I'll keep my mouth shut on it. So let's go. Let's go, Seth. Let's talk about the game we're on. Talk about the number.
Just like your mental model, Kevin, our actual model also identified a lot of value on the New England Patriots -3.5. Look, New England is better in every single category than the New Orleans Saints. But the one thing I want to call out the most is EPA in the last 10 games for the quarterbacks. Drake May, number 13, and Spencer Rattler, last, number 32nd in EPA per play. We think that not only is New England the better team, we think we're buying the better quarterback. We're still under a possession here. The Patriots can win by 4 here. Easy cover. We do think that they cover even easier than that, but give us Patriots -3.5.
Okay. Love it. Yeah, love it. And so I mentioned it as well. Like we got that one. We talked about the Commanders again. Let's flash up on the screen here where else we show value in the.
I think we're on 6 games.
I think we're on 6 games as well. Yeah. So a little sneak peek of the games that we have identified some value on and positions we've taken as well. Again, if you guys are interested in joining, check out our packages and options at btb-analytics.com. Lots of value to be had still for the regular season and rather the rest of the season, including playoffs too. So looking forward to I'm glistening, man. Like I said, I got units deployed this weekend.
A lot of units.
It is going down, baby.
What are we? So we're on 17 games between.
I counted 18 in the log.
Well, 18.
Okay.
Well, so no, we have 7 NFL games. Not pictured is I think the Arizona and Indy matchup.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So 7 in the NFL. Woo, 18. That's a lot of unis.
It is indeed. No better way to sweat them out, though, than we're going to be in person down in College Station, baby.
Yeah, listen, we ride the wave, right? You know, we expect to be profitable. Obviously, anything can happen week to week. But if we don't have a great week, we will need you guys to subscribe to our OnlyFans because this is going to be one of those,
there'll be some good content coming out this week after this weekend. So now's the time to get in.
Oh boy! All right, that's a joke for another time. Yeah, we'll see. But all right, it's like I said, it's gonna be a good, fun weekend. Lots of good games on the docket. Lots of model plays for us as well. We'll be back as always. Win, lose, rain or sunshine, ladies and gentlemen. NFL Week 6 next week. Stick around for that. Remember, subscribe to the channel if you're not already and have those notifications turned on. You will be pinged as soon as we go live and be able to hang out, talk some smack, talk ball, talk numbers with us as well. So until next week, appreciate you guys hanging out. We are out. Good night. Good luck. We'll see you.